Welcome to the beginning of our WooCommerce 101 series. In this video, we'll cover installing WooCommerce and go through the onboarding wizard. Short and sweet, so let's get started. We first need to install WooCommerce via the WordPress admin. Logged into your site, select Plugins, then Add New. In the Search Plugins field, type in WooCommerce and hit Enter. WooCommerce will be the first result. Select the Install Now button. WordPress will then download and install WooCommerce for you. Once installed, you have the option to activate the plugin or return to the plugin installer. Select Activate Plugin so we can get up and running with WooCommerce. This then kicks off the WooCommerce onboarding wizard. This is just a few steps that help you set up the appropriate WooCommerce pages, store settings, shipping and taxes, payment gateways, and more. It is completely optional and shouldn't take any longer than 5 minutes. If you don't want to use the onboarding wizard, select Not Right Now. You can also skip any of the specific onboarding steps as needed. Otherwise, if this is your first time setting up WooCommerce, we'd recommend selecting Let's Go. Your first step is the page setup screen. This will create 4 essential pages WooCommerce needs to operate: your shop, cart, checkout, and My Account pages. These are just like normal pages in WordPress. WooCommerce will just create them and add a shortcode to each that makes them work as needed. Select Skip this step if you don't want pages created, or select Continue to have WooCommerce install the needed pages. Next, you'll have the Store Locale screen. This asks for where your store is based, which helps set shipping and tax information later on. Selecting the drop-down, you can start typing to find your country and/or state. With that set, you'll next see the Store Currency field. This will be set for you based on your store location, but you can change it if needed here. Also note the text beneath the currency field that links to a doc on adding your own currency to WooCommerce. Your last 2 settings here are for weight and dimensions units. Choose how you want to measure the weight and dimensions of your products. These again are set automatically based on your store location, but can be changed if needed. With those 4 settings covered, select Continue. We now have shipping and tax setup checkboxes. If you are shipping physical goods, be sure to check the Will You Be Shipping Products checkbox. Once you select the checkbox, 4 more fields appear: 2 for domestic flat rate shipping and 2 for international flat rate shipping. You can enter a cost for shipping per order and/or a cost for shipping per item for both domestic and international. Below that, you can also set up taxes if needed. Select the Yes, I will be charging sales tax checkbox and 2 more settings appear. You can set how you'll enter product prices, either inclusive of tax or exclusive of tax. You can even import some starter tax rates based on your store's location. With the Yes, please import some starter tax rates checkbox. We have a separate video and documentation covering the tax settings if you need further information on that later. Select Continue and let's look at the payment screen. On the payment screen, you can set up a few included gateways: PayPal Standard and our offline payment gateways, Check Payments, Cash on Delivery, and Bank Transfer. To enable PayPal Standard, you just need to enter your PayPal email address. To enable any of the offline gateways, just select the checkbox next to the appropriate one. Select Continue to head to our last screen. On the Ready screen, the last thing we bug you about is letting your store send us diagnostic data. This data is completely non-sensitive and helps us make WooCommerce better for everyone. We'll also send a 20% off coupon for woothemes.com to the site admin's email address for helping us see how your store uses WooCommerce. Select Allow to send that data, otherwise select No Thanks. From there, you are ready to create your first product. You can go ahead and get started there, or check out some of the other resources in the Learn More section. You're already watching the first of many videos in the WooCommerce 101 video walkthroughs, but definitely check out the other resources here. If you don't want to create a product right off the bat, select the Return to the WordPress dashboard link to see what's new in your site. You will now see WooCommerce in your WordPress admin menu. This is where you can access your orders, coupons, reports, settings, and system status, as well as any add-ons you might be using. You'll also see a menu option for products. This is where you will go to add new or edit existing products, manage product categories, tags, shipping classes, and attributes. Now you are ready to go through the next video covering general settings. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to our WooCommerce 101 series. We're going to cover the check payment gateway in this video. To get started, head into WooCommerce, Settings, then select Checkout, and finally select the Check sub-navigation item. Your first option here is to enable or disable this gateway. Selecting the Enable Check Payment checkbox will make this option available to your customers at checkout. It also makes it easy for you to submit test orders for testing things like emails and order success pages. If enabled, be sure you title it, write a short description, and provide instructions as needed. The title is what is shown on the checkout page for your customers. If selected, then the description is shown beneath that. The instructions are then shown on the order received page and sent via email. Finally, just note that this payment gateway does not process payments automatically. According to the instructions you set, you'll need to receive and cash the check successfully. We at least recommend successfully cashing checks before shipping an order. That way you are certain the order is paid for. Then you will need to manually manage the orders in WooCommerce. Lastly, be sure to select Save Changes before we're done. That's all there is to the check payment gateway. You're now set to receive checks from your customers. If you want to accept cash on delivery, be sure to check out our next video covering the Cash on Delivery payment gateway. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to our WooCommerce 101 series. We're going to cover the BACS, or Direct Bank Transfer Payment Gateway, in this video. To get started, head into WooCommerce, Settings, then select Checkout, and finally the BACS sub-navigation item. Your first option here is to enable or disable this gateway. Selecting the Enable Bank Transfer checkbox will make this option available to your customers at checkout. If enabled, be sure you title it, write a short description, and provide instructions as needed. The title is what is shown on the checkout page for your customers. If selected, then the description shows beneath the title. The instructions are then shown on the order received page and sent via email. In the account details fields, be certain you provide the account name, account number, bank name, routing numbers, IBAN, and BIC/SWIFT details as required for each bank account you want to make available to accept BACS payments. Finally, just note that this gateway does not process payments automatically. It requires you to check for payments and approve those from within your bank accounts set here. Then manually manage the orders in WooCommerce. Lastly, be sure to select Save Changes before we're done. That's all there is to the BACS payment gateway. You're now set to receive bank transfers from your customers. If you want to accept checks, be sure to watch our next video covering the check payment gateway. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to our WooCommerce 101 series. The next tab we'll cover is the Checkout Settings tab. There are some basic checkout settings, plus your payment gateways inside this tab. Let's get started. Head to WooCommerce, Settings, then Checkout. By default, we start on the Checkout Options sub-navigation item. Starting under the Checkout Process section, you can enable or disable the use of coupons. Under that, you can then tell WooCommerce to calculate coupon discounts sequentially or not. If you select Calculate Coupon Discounts Sequentially, think of WooCommerce applying coupons one at a time. For example, let's say a customer's current order is $100 and they have a 10% off coupon and a 20% off coupon. If applied sequentially, WooCommerce will first discount 10% from $100 to get $90. It will then apply the 20% coupon to $90, equaling a cart total of $72. If you leave Calculate Coupon Discounts Sequentially unchecked, think of WooCommerce combining those two coupons into one 30% off coupon. This is then applied to $100, equaling a $70 cart total. The discounts are less when applied sequentially, so choose appropriately for your store. Either way, coupons can be a powerful part of your marketing and sales strategies. If you are interested in using coupons, be sure to watch our video that covers creating and using coupons. Moving on, the next option in the checkout process section lets you enable or disable guest checkout. As the name suggests, with guest checkout enabled, a customer does not need to register a new account or log into their existing one to check out. If you want all customers to create an account and log in to checkout, uncheck Enable Guest Checkout. The Force Secure Checkout is something we highly recommend you use. If one of the payment gateways you're using accepts card details on site, then this is required alongside an SSL certificate. Even if payments are made off-site, we still suggest you use it as your checkout page collects personal information your customers expect you to protect. Just make sure you have an SSL certificate installed by your host or yourself. Another checkbox will appear titled Force HTTP when leaving checkout, with Force Secure Checkout enabled. This simply forces all pages other than your checkout pages to load over HTTP. Below the checkout process is the Checkout Pages section. If you used our onboarding wizard, the cart and checkout pages will already be set. Nonetheless, you can change the pages here you want WooCommerce to use for the cart, checkout, and terms and conditions page if needed. Be certain you have a cart and checkout page set, otherwise no customers will be able to check out. The terms and conditions page is optional, but if you do select a page for this, at checkout, customers will need to select the checkbox to agree to your terms and conditions before they can finish checking out. The page is also linked to from the checkout page so they can read your terms and conditions. The next section, titled Checkout Endpoints, contain the pay, order received, and add payment method URLs. These endpoints are added to your checkout page URLs to handle specific actions during the checkout process. If you are going to make your own, make sure they are unique and don't appear anywhere else on your site. Otherwise, you can break or cause issues with your checkout process. Now we're to the exciting section that covers the payment gateways you have in your store. We include 5 core gateways with WooCommerce, 3 offline methods, meaning payment doesn't happen online. Those are BACS, or direct bank transfer, check, and cash on delivery. Then 2 online methods, PayPal Standard and Simplify Commerce. In the Payment Gateways section, you can reorder your gateways, see their ID, and see what is enabled in one quick glance. By clicking and dragging on the hamburger menu next to the gateway's name, you can put the gateways in your preferred order. The gateway you put first, if enabled, will be the one that is selected by default at checkout for your customers. To go into a specific gateway's settings, you can either click on its name in the gateway column or head to the top of the page and select their respective sub-navigation item. For brevity, we won't cover each specific gateway's settings here. Instead, they are each covered in their own video. With that, you now have your checkout settings set and are that much closer to accepting payments in your store. Be sure to watch the video or read the docs for the respective payment gateways you want to set up for your store. Then you can continue in our series with the next video covering the Shipping Settings tab. Thanks for watching. With WooCommerce installed and the onboarding wizard complete, let's go over the settings for your store. From the WordPress admin, go to WooCommerce, Settings. You'll be greeted with a row of tabs across the top of the screen with settings nested within each tab. In some of those tabs, like the Products tab, there are sub-navigation items as well. For example, the Products tab has General, Display, Inventory, and downloadable products within it. We're going to start at the top and go over the General tab in this video. If you've used the onboarding wizard after installing WooCommerce, a lot of these settings will already be set for you. We'll still cover each one just in case you haven't used the onboarding wizard though. Starting at the top, you can set your base location of your store here and what countries you sell to. If you choose Sell to Specific Countries Only, a new field titled Specific Countries will appear. In that field, you can start typing the countries you'd like to sell to enable them. The default customer address field helps determine an address to calculate taxes and shipping for before the customer actually enters their address at checkout. You have 4 options in this field. No address, as the name implies, don't use any address and requires customers to enter their zip code to calculate shipping and taxes from. Shop base address, this will use the base location of your store to calculate taxes and shipping from. Finally, geolocate address will use a customer's IP address and roughly estimate the zip code to calculate taxes and shipping from. If you have any type of caching in place on your site and want to use geolocate, you can select the geolocate with page caching support option too. Next is the store notice checkbox. This lets you enable a store-wide notice that appears for anyone on your site. Enabling this makes a new field called store notice text appear. As the name might suggest, this is where you can type your notice. For example, this could be used to notify visitors you are only selling to a certain country at the time. The last settings are your currency options. You can only have one currency set in WooCommerce at the time. Set that in the currency field. Next, set the currency position. Then go through and set your thousand separator, decimal separator, and the number of decimals to show after your decimal separator. That's it for this video and the general settings tab. Follow along with the next video that covers the Product Settings tab. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to our WooCommerce 101 series. Now that your checkout settings are set, let's cover the shipping settings. If your store only sells virtual or digital products, you can skip the Settings tab. Lucky you. For everyone else, head to WooCommerce, Settings, and then Shipping. By default, we start on the Shipping Options sub-navigation item. The first checkbox under the Shipping Options section lets you enable shipping for your store. The second checkbox lets you enable the shipping calculator on the cart page, allowing your customers to see their shipping charges based on your shipping rules for what is in their cart. They pick their country, state if needed, enter their postcode, then select Update Totals to see the shipping charges. The third checkbox lets you hide shipping costs until an address is entered. If enabled, this will hide any shipping costs until an address is entered. If you are using a shipping rate that is calculated based on their location, the shipping cost will not show until they enter their details at checkout. The next two options in the Shipping Display Mode section let you choose how to show your customers your shipping options. The first, Display Shipping Methods with Radio Buttons, lists all enabled shipping methods with radio buttons next to their title your customers can select. The second, Display Shipping Methods in a dropdown, will show all available shipping methods in a drop-down menu. In the Shipping Destination section, you can choose what is used as the customer's default address. This can be set to default to shipping address, default to billing address, or only ship to the customer's billing address. You can then choose where you'd like to ship to in the Restrict Shipping to Location setting. You can choose Ship to all countries you sell to, which allows shipping based on the selling locations you set in the General tab. Then Ship to all countries, which is pretty self-explanatory, and Ship to specific countries, in which a field titled Specific Countries appears, helping you choose what countries you will ship to. The last section, titled Shipping Methods, is where you can set shipping method priorities, reorder how they will appear to your customers, as well as quickly see their ID and if they are enabled in the Enabled column. By clicking and dragging on the hamburger menu next to the shipping method's name, you can put the methods in your preferred order. Then using the selection priority, you can set which one should be selected by default. Priority 1 is chosen as default first, followed by Priority 2 if the first method isn't available for that customer. If multiple shipping methods have the same priority, the one with the lowest cost will be defaulted to as the first choice. To go into a specific method settings, you can either click on its name in the Name column or head to the top of the page and select their respective sub-navigation item. In the following 5 videos, we'll cover each included shipping method in WooCommerce. Watch the appropriate videos for the shipping methods you want to use. Then once your shipping methods are set up, continue in the series with the Accounts Settings video. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to our WooCommerce 101 series. We're going to cover the Cash on Delivery payment gateway in this video. To get started, head into WooCommerce, Settings, then select Checkout, and finally, select the Cash on Delivery sub-navigation item. Your first option here is to enable or disable this gateway. Selecting the Enable Cash on Delivery Payment checkbox will make this option available to your customers at checkout. It also makes it easy for you to submit test orders for testing things like emails and order success pages. If enabled, be sure you title it, write a short description, and provide instructions as needed. The title is what is shown on the checkout page for your customers. If selected, then the description is shown beneath that. The instructions are then shown on the order received page and sent via email. You can also enable this gateway for certain shipping methods you set up in the Shipping tab and for virtual orders. Finally, just note that this gateway does not process payments automatically. It requires you to confirm that payment was made however you see fit, then manually manage the orders in WooCommerce. Lastly, be sure to select Save Changes before we're done. That's all there is to the Cash on Delivery payment gateway. You're now set to receive cash on delivery from your customers. Now you're ready to go through the next video covering the shipping settings. Thanks for watching.